And hello, Fredapad. Hey, Fredapad. Well, I guess sponsorship is off. Fredapad doesn't like Lidl. Sponsorship is off. I can't stand behind it anymore. Because Freddy Paddy hates it. Kaufland is very, very good, especially what they have on their incubators, the bakery stations they have, the warm-up thing. And to be honest, though, Lidl has stepped up their game. Lidl had a big, Aldi had a big rebranding here. But you have to, there are two types of Aldis. So in Germany, this is a point of discussion. Blue, yellow, and blue, white? I don't know. For us, then, the coloring system is different. Because they are different, in my opinion. No. That's not the case. Lidl and Aldi are different groups. And especially Aldi, since Aldi is split into Aldi North and Aldi South. Can't keep up with those guys here. They're all doing 37s here in the train and better. I'm slow. One is off. Nice rejoin. 10 minutes, Lukas. Fusco and Thunderbolt involved in a big ass crash. The fuck was that?
Oh my! Goodness gracious!
Seems to struggle a bit. Or is that... It's probably purely ping, I'm not sure. Is he Fusco? Because he is in chat. I think. If I remember correctly, then 6 is only half a human. But only half a human said earlier that he can't make it. So I'm not sure. Can't get him. So fucking slow on this track. I hope it's better with the Estonia 25, to be honest. When we do the 1,000 laps. Well, we start with 500, and every contribution goes into that. Before, is Lago Maggiore center? Quite a small one on the old Renault. Well, Mikane is definitely faster. And to be honest, Lanchy as well. Lanchy, who knows? And they're doing like 36s. I can barely hold that. Way too fast. Yeah, I'm losing too much time here. I'll drink later if the race is over. Thank you for the redeem. Yeah, I'm losing too much time in that, and if we pay it? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Hydrate is just a sip of what I have on desk here. I won't do alcohol for that. You cannot. There's a cooldown. And there is a max amount of hydration you can actually do per stream. So that stuff like that doesn't happen. He knew we would try. Yeah. So fucking slow. No, that one has to flow way more. I think it's good, Lukas. I know that many people have a problem with that, but a random track draw is a random track draw. And people wanted Spa for basically every track as a reserve, so I can understand. I think it's a good pick for... I think it's a good pick for a finale. It works on the Tatos, in my opinion. We drove it with the Tatos more than once. I think it's fitting. Yeah. But, yeah, there were people that say that's more of an anticlimactic thing. And... why not do Spa? To be honest, with the Tatos, I think Spa might not be wet. Well, people don't want Donington because they think it's anticlimactic. So it's not as exciting. Yeah, Cheese Whiz, I want to see it later. That's sad to hear, Cheese Whiz. It'll end anyway. It'll end anyway. As for, I want to see what happened in the replay there. We'll see. It had good numbers, season 1, season 2, maybe. And then rapidly declined. Yeah. But it was also on always, on a weekly basis. There weren't much breaks in between. And in entertainment and something, there is a little, not idiom, but a little piece that says, people can't miss you if you're always there. And I think it just declined because it was always there. It never had a break, and it just rapidly declined because, well, I can also drive next week. I can also drive next week. I think it's at a point where I think it should end, in my opinion. You can't drag it out for forever. Well, the thing is, a new series that is not seen yet is bound to attract people, but the decline of that is pretty rapid. If you put up a new series of something nobody has seen, if you have a new mod or something, look at most of the seasons on WSS, most of the championships. They start very, very well. First race, second race. You can gain some attraction. If you take good tracks, if you track a good combo, it works. But the decline will come. Don't kid yourself that you found the holy grail of racing. Look at Indy. first 3 weeks of Indy were absolutely popular. Everybody did it. We did it. We did it on a daily. But interest is something that is very, very tough to measure. How interest actually generates itself. And that's not, you can never only go with your own gut and say, that's what I would do. It's not working like that, unfortunately. But yeah, the series I had so far, Mafla, Friendship Cup, that stuff that stuck around, is just not as raced anymore. And before we do Mafla, the Mafla season 15 or Friendship Cup season 30, I'll just take my leap. We're doing endurance in the future for sure. Stuff like the diesel engine also had sometimes really good numbers, for me at least. But that is nothing to stay. Things change. That's probably what's going up for the future, is that we're doing more endurance and bigger races and stuff like TWS, a series, and not dailies anymore. I think WSS has a bit too much dailies, in my opinion. And I'm contributing to that. That's why Ignition will end this season. And Sparkplug will stay, as that format is pretty good for TWS. It adds to it. But stuff like the karting, or, well, in generally everything. Carburetor also. It was also, it's a bad thing to always like go back in the past and think too much about it, but back then WSS didn't have many races on verified organizers. That's where I saw an opening. Hello, Mr. GJ. Hello. That's where I saw an opening and a huge opportunity. And that's why Friendship Cup worked and Muffler, because people had time to train for that all week. And people were signing up regularly. But since WSS is full of races now that you can do at any day, and any day there is something, you don't have that much time to prepare for something. So you cut your losses, and then we end up with a lot less people on the series I want people the most. As a community, it seems to work if people join up, and I like to keep it that way, but only for big races in the future. And Mafla always was kind of a thing that worked on a Sunday because F1 was up. And some people were already up and needed something to do, so they joined a 2-hour race. So yeah, I'll just, at this point, I'll let the series that are up now slowly come to an end. And then we will have a weekly race that will feature one of those races. This changes every week. It's basically the random race on WSS now. Just changes to specific things. How about Ginetta? The Ginetta will, like, the ignition will end, and we will do a endurance race at the end of it. So Ginetta is at week 6 out of 14, I believe, or 15. And at the 15th week, I'm making a mini endurance race with the Ginetta, and then we set it to rest. Yes, endurance with Ginetta. I'll just figure out a track from now. I don't want to do Lime Rock. It's too much on the nose, and I don't like how it handles with the tire problems. That is just, it's not helping. I'll see what we can do. I want to see what worked quite well. Donington, as an endurance format, I would like it. But I mean, we had the Shizuko 4 hours of endurance, and I'd like to have a small track, maybe from season 1. I'm not the biggest fan of the Abu Dhabi mod. As much as I drove it, I didn't feel it was fitting. But maybe that's a general thing. I'm not the biggest fan of Abu Dhabi in general. That was also a discussion for the season ender for Tatus. I just don't see it. I was still, was a bit lonely here. That's still an okay race, in my opinion. With I'll save the replay and I'll look at it later. Cheese whiz. I don't know. No real reason. Just to enjoy, basically, yeah. Yeah, no real reason for that. And not with this car. Probably with the 25. But with the 25, yes. If it's a bit faster. What was the time with the Tatos? I don't even remember. It's definitely longer than Lime Rock. I don't know. Yeah, okay.